Okay, for more on this, we are now being joined by our guest, Greg Swanson, international affairs expert. He's joining us live from London right now. Greg, thank you so much for coming back to WION, and good to see you.
Thanks, Susan.
There is a growing concern about national security threats with these Chinese individuals coming into the United States. Most of them are single male military age. Some believe that they're coming for the elusive American dream. Others are extremely concerned that they're tied to the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. Americans themselves are facing a cost of living squeeze on the one hand. These migrants are coming on the other. How do you look at this?
Yeah, it's a really big issue, Susan, and I think there's some legitimacy to that concern that these individuals coming from China are either involved with the CCP or they're bringing fentanyl. There were 28,000 pounds of fentanyl caught at the border last year. And that's just what was caught. So, these are legitimate concerns. If they, the United States welcomes legal immigrants. We love Chinese immigrants. They're productive. They're great people. But I think that the concern is quite legit that coming illegally is never a good thing, and the border is completely out of hand. It's turned into a humanitarian crisis, and there is much concern from a lot of the former FBI and other intelligence officials about the Chinese immigration coming through Ecuador and Mexico.
And can you talk a little bit about the underground industry and helping migrants flee China to the United States? We do know that ultimately it's these cartels that are winning on the border, but then this really long travel from China to the United States.
It's a really difficult journey, that's for sure. And all the migrants that are coming from the Triangle in Central America, from Honduras and Ecuador, it's a really difficult journey. The border has basically been turned over by the Biden administration to the human traffickers, to the drug cartels and the human trafficking cartels. So it's really a humanitarian crisis. It's sad to see. And many of these people are victims of much abuse, including the human trafficking. So, it's not that I feel sorry for the victims, but by opening the border and announcing to the world that the border was open, which is what Biden did in 2021, even before he took office, the migrants started moving north toward the border as soon as he won the election. So, this is a complete humanitarian disaster. We had averaging 40,000 or so illegal migrants crossing the border per month in the 9 years before Biden took office. Since he took office, it's gone up to 200,000 a month on average over the last 3 years, but it was over 300,000 just in December of 23, if only a few months ago. So, look, there's so much that can go wrong here. You've had 170 illegal migrants were found to be on the terrorist watch list. You had 35,000 with criminal records, 500 and almost 600 known gang members. So, and then I mentioned the fentanyl earlier. That's mostly coming from China. So there's every reason to think that that fentanyl is coming through these Chinese illegal migrants. And sometimes it just gets to the border, and any migrant can take it over the border. So, these are real issues, and this is why illegal migration, or specifically the open border from the Biden administration, is the number one issue for American voters, not just in border states, but recently with the elections in New Hampshire and Iowa, you saw it elevate to the number one issue, sometimes number two, to the economy. So this idea from the open border left that more is better and less is racist is just not only wrong, but it's really immoral for what's happening with the migrants and the human traffickers at the border.
Yeah, I mean, not surprisingly, every state is a border state at this point. As you mentioned, it's not just Texas and those states around the southern border. Greg Swanson, thank you so much for joining us on WION this morning and for that thorough analysis. I look forward to speaking to you again very soon.
You too. Thanks again.